It's amazing to see this painting, one of Vermeer's greatest, in the Getty Museum, and it does look particularly good in the context, I think, of the rest of the collection here. But what a star it is.
Vermeer is really, I mean, it's a kind of special, extra, and it's, I think, even more than Picasso or Rembrandt or whatever. I mean, the fame of Vermeer, only 35 paintings in the world are left, so, and this is one of them.
But what a magic, it does have all the magic you want a Rembrandt to have, just the beauty of the sense of light and reality that was Vermeer's particular achievement, but also that little tinge of mystery. What's she reading? What's the letter about? To make it even better, there is no answer to that. We can all read into what we want, but it's extraordinary that he did focus on these intimate moments of everyday life and give them this weight of importance that no other painter had ever done before, and I don't think ever since, really.
It raises questions and not giving answers. I mean, we know very, very little on Vermeer. He's called the Sphinx of Delft because it's silent. I mean, it's a kind of world, and it's a very intimate world, and we are invited, because it's a painting in a museum, so we're invited to look at her. But at the same time, it has a bit like this. I mean, she is doing the most intimate thing you can think of. I mean, reading a letter, I mean, directly. I mean, a letter written by somebody, we don't know who, and the letter is the ultimate personal way of communicating. A letter is somebody writing from the heart to this lady, and she's reading it. What is she reading? Is she pregnant? We don't know. Some people say she is, some people say she is not. What kind of letter is it? And we are aware of that very personal moment, and that is a kind of ashamed. We do not belong to that room. We are here in the museum, but we look at her while she's doing this very intimate moment.
And some of the most subtle, almost touches that are so subtle you hardly notice them. There's the string of pearls on the table that you can hardly notice until you look very carefully. So they're obviously part of the story, and pearls, of course, have a certain connotation themselves as a motif. And the extraordinary things he does with color. It's all about this sort of taupish brown color, and then these absolutely amazingly strong and vibrant blue of her dress and the blue on the chairs, and the very subtle reflections that go from the dress onto the bar at the bottom of the map and then on the wall behind. Amazingly subtle, so that you almost don't notice them until they're pointed out. But no one else was doing this. To me, one of the most sort of revolutionary things about his way of working, at a time when many other Dutch painters are focusing on the most precise line, the most careful drawing, where everything has an edge, a clear, sharp edge to it, at a level of detail never achieved. But Vermeer creates a greater sense of reality by actually blurring the edges, having the contours almost with a photographic fuzziness around the edge, and the little highlights of light, which are tiny dabs of paint, which connect up when you look at the picture, but when you zero in on them, they're almost like pixels. It's an extraordinary technique, isn't it?
Yeah, it's indeed what you say. I mean, it's not a sharp line. It's something you shadowing like this. The shadow is here, the shadow is there, and it's all kind of moving, and you're aware of light, you're aware of a very slice of time moment reading this letter.
And of course, there's been a lot of study now about the technologies that were used, including the camera obscura, as whether that played a part in Vermeer's work, as it probably, I mean, I think many people would say may have done.
I think yes,
but it doesn't really, it doesn't take away from the magic that he achieves, because it's not a laborious copying of a drawing or anything. It's creating these planes of color and shading, and particularly light, which no one else could do like this, and no mechanical device could have helped him in this. It's just amazing.